one was resident that reported a gentleman with a county shirt, a county shirt not going by the doors. He had gloves on, and basically we're looking into it. It's we believe it's the mosquito control, fly people.
Oh, that's
But,
what was the sort of
yeah,
picture of that?
yeah,
I was
yeah.
wondering.
So no, I've been on it all yesterday, last night, and trying to solve this mystery. This poor guy at work, they're gonna get rid of him. But you know, to me, everything's important because you don't know where it's gonna lead. So it's never bothered for us. That's our job. That's what we get paid for, and it's important that when you see something, just let us know. And, you know, it is what it is.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
Why, when you call the village police, are you told to call the non-emergency number? Why, if you're speaking to a police officer, he can't take your call, and if it's necessary to dispatch an officer to do it? Why are they telling me hang up and call the non-emergency number? I don't understand that.
You called our village hall?
Yeah,
You might have reached our clerk, who's not a police officer, he's a civilian.
you're speaking to a police officer, and he's telling you to hang up and call the non-emergency number.
That happened to me too, and I was on hold for 29 minutes with the non-emergency number.
Okay. I'll tell you this is the first, obviously the first time I hear it, but I'll tell you what the procedures basically are. When you have an emergency, the rule is you call 911. If it happens to be, and I will address this, that you decide that you call the station, let's call it the station, the police station for either non-emergency or emergency, our officers should then take that information and they can go ahead and dispatch it through the radio, say Miami or Biscayne 1, please be advised we just got a call, you know, so we will go ahead and address that. Like I said, as I'm here, you know, I'm addressing issues that have arisen. I want to let you know because I know Chuck had said earlier that I just got here and I'm getting, believe it or not, the last 4 days, my eyes have opened up like this. I'm well aware of a lot of the issues because those are the issues that are important, from traffic to the parking, to the media, to patrolling, to the officers having an identity within the community. What do I mean? The community wants to know, which officers in my area? What are they doing? How do they go about it? So there's so many things that can probably go on, and all of this in 5 days. I'll let you, one of the things that I'm implementing that I already worked on is we divided the triangle in half, and I created an east zone and a west zone, the way that I divided. And now I have zone integrity and officers responsible. So the directive that I've given, I apologize, I'm a little tired. The directive that I've given is you're going to stay within your zone, and you take ownership. You're going to get to meet everybody. You're going to address the problems in that area. You're going to come back to me and tell me what are the resources that are needed, what are the issues there, and we're going to work on solving them. Obviously, if there's a call and you have to back each other up, or if there's a traffic stop or something you need to help each other, yes, you back up each other. But for the most part, I want the community to know who their community officers, patrol officers are going to be, and we're going to work in that configuration, zones. And I think that's going to help bring the community together closer with our officers. It's going to create identity where the community has an identity now with the police department. And it's going to help solve a lot of the issues. And it helps me know, okay, in this specific area, we're having larcenies. Let's put this resource there. In this specific area, I need to bring in the radar. What I'm trying to create is like a little traffic group and do radar. In this area, we're getting complaints about people taking the stop signs and speeding. Well, we need to do this. So little by little, I'm identifying the issues that I'm aware and continue to be aware of that are issues within the village, and we're gonna be addressing them. You know, so just give me a little time. You know, putting together plans and putting together things that I think will be very effective and will address a lot of the issues that residents have concerns over.
Can I add something? Yvonne, right? Because we may not have, because we're a small force, somebody at Village Hall, you should first call 911. You should call, if it's an emergency,
No, definitely, if
911.
it's an emergency, I'm gonna call 911.
Yes,
But if it's a non-emergency.
that's different,
I should be able to call the police
if
department
somebody's there.
and speak to someone there.
I was
and
just
they
speaking
take
to
their call,
emergencies.
Not tell me to call a
No,
non-emergency.
I was just speaking to emergencies.
I will never,
Yeah,
I just want,
I just
I will
want-
never deter anybody from calling the police department, that's what we're there for. But I think what Chuck is saying, and
Yes.
it happens, where I tell the officers all the time, I want you in the street. In the office, you come in, when you have to, fill out some paperwork, when you check in, when you need to pick up. If not, visibility, high visibility, patrolling, identifying issues, working with the community. So, remember, we have two units usually out there working, we split them. So, there's a great possibility that you'll call the office and somebody may not be there. So, we recommend that you go through the 911 system, because if there's nobody there and you actually need someone to go out there as quick as possible, someone may not be there. But if someone's there, I want that, and obviously the corporal will be here, we'll work on it. That officer will take your call, we'll take your report, we'll assist you, and we'll do the right thing. As long as I'm here, it will happen. And we will dispatch that call. So I hope, if this should occur, bring it to my attention, and I will deal with it. So it's not acceptable.
What
I'm sorry.
I've noticed, I've been here since 1998.
Yeah.
And when I first moved in here, every single day, I would see police driving up and down my street, especially at night.
Mhm.
I don't see that anymore. It's been years. The only time I'll see a cop coming down my street is if somebody's having a garage sale.
all right, Yvonne,
That's the only time.
I'm gonna ask you to, because we have a new chief, and he's gonna install new procedures, let's not focus on the past,
Eh,
please.
No, I'm glad, I'm glad you bring this to my attention.
I'm giving them
I
the
know.
information based on my street.
I'm glad you bring this to my attention, and that's part of the concept of dividing the city into east and west zone. Because now, and I'll give you an example. Let's say Corporal Martinez is in the west zone, and you come and say, hey, listen, during the day, chief, I'm not seeing, guess who I'm gonna turn to? Let me see your worksheet. Let me see how many miles you put, by the way, turn in worksheets. See how many miles they put on it. See what we're documenting. So it's very transparent, it's all gonna be there, and I will make sure that, the services you're paying for, you're receiving it. So, if it's not happening, bring it to my attention, we'll sit, we'll go over the information. At least now, you can rest assured that we're gonna have officers in specific areas doing what they need to be doing.
David? Sorry, I'm Chair.
So, Chief, this is, as I'm sure you've seen already, a wonderful place to live. We do a lot of really good things. One thing that we could do better is, from the police perspective to the community, is communicating. So a lot of things that don't happen from the police or haven't happened is with the frequency that I think the residents would like to see it, is communicating with the public, with the residents, so that, for example, when social media kind of takes on a life of its own around, well, how many tickets have we given out? And nobody's pulling people over, or blah, 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 whatever. And then we see the statistics, but we kind of see the statistics like, every 6 months, and we don't have a presentation about them. And so I wonder if there's a way, as you're developing your plan and you're thinking through your new, strategy, that communication with the public could be part of that. That would be very appreciated.
So, I don't know if, and like I said, I know many of you have seen me many times before, but that is what the Crime Watch program is for. So even if you don't have, and I mentioned this before, even if you don't have, your block is in the Crime Watch group, okay, but many times Chuck has put together in the log cabin, times we've gone over issues, the police department comes, we express your concerns. Those are what we call crime prevention meetings. That's what the meetings are for. So then you guys can have that back and forth and that relationship with your department. And now he's changing the way, now he's gonna have an officer assigned to the areas. That's how we do it outside of this city. And trust me, through that process, him doing that alone is going to build that rapport.
Understood, but just to say, we haven't had a Crime Watch meeting for over a year.
Yeah.
We tried to have a little Crime Watch thing, as you know, you were at my house. We were the only ones, me and Chuck were the only
Right,
ones who
so-
showed up. So,
No, I
having
get
this
that.
out there and getting the information.
That's
in
your
as
fault.
many
But this is what I'm
venues-
saying.
as many
And
venues
that's
as
fine,
possible.
because this is a
would be
whole
helpful.
city. This is a village. And out of the whole village, look how many people's here today.
Exactly.
So the only way that can work is if we can actually have you guys as neighbors be able to have a real conversation, a one-on-one conversation with your neighbors and reach out. It's
Yeah.
going to be great. The police can go and knock on every door every day until death do us part. But the idea behind it is, what are you guys doing as neighbors for your block captains or Chuck to say, hey, come to this meeting? This is a whole village. I have seen plenty of people walking their dogs, walking back and forth. Clearly, they're not at work. You know how many people I've seen just driving through here at like 5, 6 in the afternoon? I passed at least 10 people, and none of those people are here right now. So it's about your community wanting to take charge and actually wanting to be here. So if you know you have a new chief, if you know you have new officers, and this is the time to meet them, to start that relationship from here, and they're not here, then that shows me where their mindset is. You can only help people that want to help themselves.
To some extent.
I wanna answer your question a little bit further.
Actually, Jared, then, go ahead.
Can I-
Go ahead.
I'll take 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, besides the patrol officers creating an identity within their zones, part of what I wanna do is use reserve officers for the traffic enforcement and for a community policing concept, where they engage with the community. We call them neighborhood resource officers in the city. So we're gonna, do a similar program here. So, Nicole's right. Just part of the program is when you call us to go to your community meetings, or when you want us, when you join us and say, do a walk, we'll do neighborhood walks, we'll do neighborhood events at the park or in your block.
Chief's night out.
Chief's night out. And I wanna create a couple of committees, which I talked to Chuck about,
Mm-hmm.
where we do, put things on the table and brainstorm and come up with ideas. So all of these things are gonna come into play, but we definitely, and I'm gonna take ownership of that too. Part of that is me engaging and working with the community, and then the community has to also come together with the police department and the city so we all, can be a village.
Jared had a question,
Yeah.
and then Buddha, and then.
Three things which we've noticed recently. I live over on the north end, on the east side, 10th and 120th Street, around there. We're really close to the North Miami side, so we tend to get a movement from North Miami into that section. We have a lot of solicitors recently. I know that there is a registry and I think a permit that has to be done in order for someone to register and walk around the village and solicit.
Yes.
We just
both
had,
registered.
as I was leaving, a gentleman from pest control, and I told him 6:30, the officers made him come to this.
Right, but this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
People they don't even know. So I'm asking if the police force or the village can get the word out to them. AT&T does it all the time. Comcast sometimes does it. Every Windows, they go walk door to door and start selling.
If
They try to
somebody in the
sell.
village sees somebody.
Oh, we
that's
always
soliciting
report it.
out of-
We always
Right, yeah, I know
report it.
you do, but you gotta get the word out that that's what people need to do.
It's,
Calling into the police
we do it
department.
until we're
Right,
bored,
yes.
Is that usually, you said during the hours, in the morning hours?
all day long,
All day?
all day long.
Yeah. All right, I mean, yes, you're right, I know.
There's
emergency number.
the two other main gripes we've had recently. Distracted drivers that don't stop at the stop signs. We don't have sidewalks here. We don't have a safe place for people to walk. We have lots of families, young kids running around in the streets. And the last thing is we have a park that attracts a lot of people from outside. It's summertime. My neighbor last year had his bicycle stolen. Right when he walked inside, from the garage door was open, he admitted it, but 3 kids that were walking back from the park, they recovered the bike, but it was from the park. Now, I know this is a public space, but if you can please, not racial profile, not profiling people, but keep an eye out for everyone.
And
It's
you're right on point. Not only,
identifying problem
right,
areas.
not only the village, but just basically every municipality during the summer, you have a spike in incidents. So,
Mhm.
and it's natural because you have more people that are, you know, are out and about. So we are, the police department, I'm aware of this, and I'm definitely gonna coordinate, more visibility patrol. I was actually even thinking with the reserves, that's part of my plan, increase the reserves to be able to use them, you know, for different,
You were
issues.
talking to like community policing
Yeah,
type
issues within the community. So one of the things I was thinking is maybe during critical times, just having a park during the summer, having an officer just dedicated to the park area, and, you know, making sure that there's visibility out here, besides the patrols, besides the other stuff we're gonna.
Yeah, 9th and 10th Avenue become the runway for traffic in and out of the village from the
Oh, yes.
park, so.
Uda had a question? Thank you, Jerry.
No, I don't have a question. I just simply wanted to say, yes, it is up to us to have a good relationship with the police officers. It's up to us to also approach the police officers. And it's also up to us to have common sense. If I know there's a non-emergency number and there's a 911, why would I call the police station when I know a lot of times the police is in and out? So I don't get that. But I don't see here in the park people helping each other. I don't see that much. I see more like people want to be divided. That's what I encounter. I've been living here since '92. But what's going on in the last few years here with the community is really bad. And the block where I live, there are 10 houses. We all look out for each other.
Right.
We all do. If one cannot do something, the other one does it for the other one. I don't see that in the newcomers here in the village. What I see here, complain, complain, complain. But why don't you make it better for yourself?
Be constructive, is what you
You know,
said. Yeah.
and go to the police. Whenever I have a problem, I go, or I call a non-emergency number when it is a non-emergency. I can be on hold. If you call your Comcast, they put you on hold for 30 or 40 minutes. So why is that an issue? Or I go in the car, drive to the police station, see if a police officer is there. I ask them questions.
I actually saw that the other day because you walked by me and said that.
Yeah, I do that, and I think I have a good relationship with the police because I make it. I don't let them come to me and talk to me. I go to them too and say, hey, what's going on?
So what we ought to do is organize your block into a, so we have an official Crime Watch block over there. And you can actually put up, we can get Nicole here. You can put up some, not you personally, but we're gonna get some signs, we'll have our.
I'm the sign issuer.
She's the sign issuer. So we can get Crime Watch signs, which I think is good because it shows that we have people in that area who are concerned about watching out for their neighbors, so.
And the idea behind the signs, really, because I always get the, do you feel like it's effective? And one, it's supposed to be a domino effect, right? So then your other neighbors see it, or the knock next door, or whichever your streets are set up. And they're like, oh, how'd you get your signs?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, well, we have a Crime Watch. And then you kind of go through the process, and it becomes travel information. And as the city starts to grow with that concept and that idea, you guys continue to have those meetings together. It doesn't mean we have to have one meeting for 1/15th and then another meeting for 1/14th. All those groups come together, and even people, maybe you can't get, you know, a certain percentage of your block active, you're more than welcome to come to the meetings we're already having and already hosting. And the last time we had a meeting with Officer Rigo, he's not here, but he was there, and, you know, he talked about what was going on, what latest crime trends they had going on, and that was something I've been pushing for the past 2 years. I came to Biscayne Park, and finally, thank you to Erica and Walter and Tom, who's not here, but, you know, we actually have been starting to get it going, and it's about engaging with your neighbors.
Exactly,
And-
exactly. Engage with your neighbors.
And to
Be
add to
friendly
that,
with them.
there's two programs that are very important that can be done with the police and with Crime Watch, and these two programs. One is Citizens on Patrol, and the second one is Court Watch. So I'll be very brief. I know everybody's tired, time to go home and eat. So first, Citizens on Patrol. Basically, it's very simple. You know, we get together, we do a training, we talk about the do's and don'ts, and then when you're walking on your dog, or you're jogging, or you're the eyes and ears, and you report, and you help the police, You get to know your police officers, and that's what Citizens on Patrol is about. We have monthly meetings, and it's kinda creating that gap, that bridge, bridging that gap with the police. And sharing of information, you know, and it's a constant communication. So that is an excellent program, because it doesn't take anything. I mean, you could be walking your dog, you could be rollerblading, you could be anything. I mean, you could be driving around to the marketing, and you know the zone officer, and you're, hey, let me report this, I know who's out here. So it's that, but the eyes and ears help us, because there's maybe 1,300, how many, 13
How many, what?
residents?
There's 3,100.
3,100 residents.
And there's 1,100 living units and about 1,300 actually, I'm sorry, 1,300 living units.
1,300
physical units.
Right,
Because you have
so
duplexes and apartments.
You have more eyes and ears out here than officers. So we need you, we desperately want you and need you. And that's part of this, the Citizens on Patrol. And the second thing, Court Watch is very simple. It really sends out the message that you're not gonna come here and you're not gonna mess with us. Bottom line is, if you get caught here doing a crime and you get arrested, the citizens are gonna go to court, they're gonna press the judges and the state attorneys and say, either you do something about this nonsense, or we're not gonna vote for you anymore. And it's a lot of pressure. I see it's very successful when it comes together with the Citizens on Patrol. So, you know, we're gonna, in the next couple of, weeks, we'll start working, we'll coordinate to put out an announcement on who would like to participate in these programs. But it'd be great to have as many citizens and residents as possible participate, because it's really, really helpful. It really makes a difference. But you wanna add to it? And in the meetings?
No, but the COP definitely does work, especially since you guys are a village, so you're a little bit smaller. And I do have the, well, he's talking about the,
Community on Patrol.
yeah, but we also have the COP app.
Right.
Which I am a big and firm believer of. But the COP definitely does work in small areas, because you guys don't have that much ground to cover, and it's no different than you guys saying, okay, Erica and Walter, you guys live in this area, you guys are gonna cover these 5 blocks, you know, if you're jogging this way or whatever, just making sure you're vigilant, you're looking out. If you see, like for example, the public park issue, you guys, come on, you guys know who live here. You see them, you know who lives here from who don't live here, so if you feel like something doesn't feel right, follow your gut feeling, you know when to report it. So definitely the COP, look into it, guys.
And just
Walter would be good for that.
participate, be active, send me emails at my email here, say, Chief, you know, I'm seeing an increase in people, you know, trying to solicit business. Chief, on 10th Avenue, I'm seeing this. And you know, that puts me on notice, and it allows me the opportunity to respond. Chief, tell me, have we had any trends this week? Is there anything we need to look? Send me the emails, louis.cabrera@biscayneparkpolice.gov. So, you know, that's how it works, you know, it can't just be one direction. We have to do this together. And, you know, with me, you're not gonna have an issue. I'm very transparent, and this information will be readily available.
Okay.
Linda, you have a question?
If you give us your email.
Yeah, Louis.Cabrera.
louis.cabrera@biscayneparkpolice.gov.
I actually put it in the CC in the
Oh,
last.
It's .org, right?
It's .org. It's .org. It's .org.
No, it's .gov.
No,
it's
no,
not.
for the police,
Oh,
it's BiscayneParkPolice.org.
It is,
Yeah.
okay.
I actually when I send out emails, I CC the chief, I CC the village manager, and I CC Carmen.
Yeah.
So his email will be in
It's
the
in there.
CC of every email I send.
Okay.
I sent.
It's got the
I'm sorry, did you have a question, Linda, or no?
No, that was that.
Oh, that was
The
your
question
question.
was the.
Oh, there's 2 things I forgot to mention. First of all, I forgot to recognize Omar Martinez, one of our police officers. And Dan Samaria pointed out to me before the meeting that there's a 911 app that gives information connected with Dan. Was it connected with the hurricanes, shelters, schedules? Miami-Dade County app, right, 911. And there's also the cop app, but I was looking for it, but I
The
couldn't find it.
community, do you
Community,
have,
community on patrol.
iPhone?
No, I have a Android.
Okay, I currently do have the COP app, and I was doing a presentation recently, and I realized that for some reason my Androids aren't finding it, so
I
I
couldn't
need
find it. I couldn't
to
find it.
go and double check.
I have it. right
My
here.
iPhone's,
You gotta have.
yeah, so it's an Android, for some odd reason, the Androids aren't getting it. Once upon a time they could, and I
Thank you,
don't know what
folks.
happened.
Thank you for coming out, I
Right here.
appreciate it.
But the COP app is good, so just for real brief, I know we've said real brief, we're like a church up here. We're wrapping it up, it's the last 15 minutes, I promise.
So this is the, tell them about the COP app.
So, real quick, so Community on Patrol app, all it does, it gives you a crime map. You can look at crimes in any area. Even just hypothetical situation, you have a daughter who wants to move down from Boston and they're looking to living in certain areas. You can actually go into the crime view map and look into the area, and it will tell you every arrest that was made in that area, address, it will tell you every sex offender, it will even show you a picture, it will tell you their birthday, it will tell you everything. So it's just, you know, the thing with the news is they don't tell you every little thing that's going on. You don't know about domestic violence or who have been arrested for DUIs. It goes into the details. So if you see, it's going to be little picture icons, don't be confused or anything. It will actually, if you click on it, it will tell you what the icons mean. If you see a number on it, that means the person was arrested, or whoever went to that location had made an arrest for 2 different things. So it could be assault, and it could also be dealing with narcotics or DUI. It could be multiple things, but you can actually click on it and look on it. And last but not least, before I run out of here, guys, as far as your community engagement, it doesn't always have to be serious. It doesn't always have to be in relation to crime. It doesn't have to be in the relationship of an emergency because you guys have a storm and no one has power and now you need to get some hot dogs grilled on your neighbor's yard. But Erica and Walter did have they did a cookout.
Yeah, they did a
They did a
barbecue.
barbecue. So just think about it, be open-minded, and don't be afraid to actually plan something with your neighbors and, you know, have a little dinner and get to know each other. Have a little wine. Don't be so tight.
Okay, Joyce,
The name of the app, Miami-Dade Commission has put this out, it's called Ready MDC, and it has everything on it. And it's run-
Ready MDC.
Ready
Thank you,
MDC? Okay.
Ready
It has
MDC.
everything.
I'm gonna check that out.
Ready MDC, it's Metro-Dade Commission.
Everybody had enough for the evening? All right, listen, I want to thank you guys very much for coming out, and we're going to try to do something in a couple of months. All right.
Welcome, and I hope to